My boss forced us to clock out for bathroom breaks. So I cost the company $200,000. I'm a 29M who works in manufacturing, and honestly, I've dealt with my fair share of idiot managers, but our newest one, Rex, took the cake. This guy walked into our plant like he was taking command of a military base. He talked loudly, barked orders, paced around like a drill sergeant, made passive-aggressive speeches about discipline and weakness, and acted like any human need was a personal insult to his authority. We all hated him within a week. He implemented rule after rule designed to boost productivity, but in reality, all they did was boost resentment. The worst one was the bathroom policy. He announced in a meeting that from now on, if anyone left their workstation for any reason, bathroom, water, speaking to maintenance, they had to clock out. Not inform a supervisor. Not take a short break. Nope. Clock out. He said, "You're not working if you're not at your station, so why should the company pay you?" When people pushed back, he doubled down. He said he would no longer tolerate inefficiency. I drink a lot of water because of a medical issue that my HR file specifically documents. I explained to him privately that I physically cannot hold it for long periods and that forcing me to clock out would end up hurting not just me but production. He basically shrugged and said, "Your hydration is not my problem. Clock out like everyone else." He said it with his smug smile, like he thought I was challenging him and he needed to put me in my place. Fast forward a few weeks. We're slammed with one of the biggest orders we've had in months, a highly sensitive $200,000 contract from a major client with extremely strict compliance requirements. If even one step is missed, the entire batch becomes non-compliant. My job that day was monitoring their product, documenting hourly temperature readings, and uploading them to the client system. It's not hard, but it has to be done precisely. One missed upload and the whole batch is trash. We were understaffed, drowning in workload, and everyone was stressed out. Even Rex was pacing around more than usual because corporate was writing him about this order. Around mid-morning, I felt my stomach churn, the kind of painful twist that warns you there's no negotiating with your body. I walked up to Rex and said, "I need to use the restroom. Can someone cover my station for 2 or 3 minutes?" He didn't even look up from his tablet. He just said, "You know the policy. Clock out if you leave." I said, "It's for less than 5 minutes. If I miss the upload," and he cut me off. Loudly. In front of everyone. "If you leave your station, you clock out. That's final." He said it like he'd been waiting for me to challenge him so he could win. So I clocked out. I stepped away. And because I was officially off the clock, I followed the rules exactly as written. I did not document anything. I did not record anything. I did not touch the equipment. Legally, I wasn't allowed to. The plant takes this very seriously. If you're off the clock and doing work, OSHA would have a field day ripping us apart. Rex knew that. We all knew that. That's why the rule was stupid to begin with. When I got back, less than 5 minutes later, alarms were flashing on the monitoring computer. The client's automated system had already flagged us for a missing upload. Once flagged, the product is automatically considered non-compliant, no exceptions. Rex sprinted over as if someone had been murdered. He was frantically tapping the screen, trying to restart the system, but the damage was already done. Because one timestamp was missed by a few minutes, the entire $200,000 batch was rejected. Production had to stop. The client was notified. Everyone on the floor went dead silent. Upper management came down within the hour. They were furious. Meetings happened. People were questioned. Rex tried to throw me under the bus by saying he abandoned his station during a critical period. He said it with this outraged tone, as if he had no idea why I would dare step away. I calmly said, "I followed your bathroom policy exactly. You required me to clock out. And once I'm off the clock, I'm not legally permitted to perform any work tasks, including compliance uploads." One of the directors asked, why would he, and everyone else here, have to clock out for the bathroom? And that's when it clicked that no one above Rex had approved his ridiculous rule. His face went pale. Corporate started asking him rapid-fire questions. Who authorized the rule? Where is the documentation? Why wasn't HR involved? Why wasn't operations management consulted? Why did he override the union agreement? Why did he force an employee with a documented medical condition to clock out for a bathroom break? Why did he knowingly jeopardize compliance? They ripped him apart. He tried to backpedal and say he was misinterpreted, but several other employees stepped forward confirming the rule. Someone even pulled out the printed policy he had posted by the punch clock. Rex was fired the next morning. Not asked to resign. Fired. Security escorted him out. Corporate issued an apology to the entire staff, removed all his rules immediately, reinstated paid bathroom breaks, and sent out an email clarifying that no employee should ever clock out for basic bodily functions. HR pulled me aside to thank me for following policy so precisely because it exposed how dangerous Rex's management style had been. The $200,000 loss was written off as a preventable leadership failure. And honestly, the look on Rex's face when they marched him out the door was the sweetest, most karmic thing I've ever seen. He wanted military discipline? Well, he died by his own orders.